Good afternoon and welcome to NYCryptoTalk. Today's topic of discussion is a user-submitted poll that I put on Twitter. I asked everyone in the community what they think I should do next for my video. I put it out there for a video on a future crypto for 2018. Something that I'm not holding, things that I'm looking into, things that I think are going to be big for 2018, whether it's out on the market, going to the market, or already there. A hot 2018 ICO video, and last but not least, another long-term hold topic of discussion. So what I decided to do was put the videos into the user's hands, and every so often, every week, I'll put out a poll and see what people want to hear next. So the users voted hot ICOs for today. So what I'm going to do is basically go over on high level just ICOs that are upcoming, things that are going on right now, and things that I think are going to be hot in 2018. I won't go into too much specifics. If anybody likes the specific ICO, I might do a follow-up video. There are 2 or 3 of these that I plan on doing deep dives. I've also reached out to some of these companies to try to see if I can get an interview with some of their team members, because I believe some of these haven't been as featured as much on YouTube or on social media, and I think getting the attention out there for some of these smaller companies or some of these smaller ICOs is great, because I think they do have real-world use cases. So going to the 2 pages that I use for ICOs, just to show you that the pure magnitude of ICO crazy times that we live in right now. If you go to ICOdrops.com, you can check out, the active ICOs, upcoming ICOs, and ended ICOs. And they'll also have a part of the site that will give you stats, so, the return of investment on certain ICOs that closed. So right now you can see under active, there's about 25. Upcoming, there's 55, and they've tracked so far 280. Of course, there's a lot more. Not every website captures all the ICOs. I think they have to pay to be on these sites most of the time, because there's another page called Coin Schedule, which has quite a lot more ICOs here on this page than ICO drops. So both of these sites, coinschedule.com and ICO drops, I think are good sites to check out where some of these ICOs are up and coming. Some of these are not. Some of the ICOs are not even on these, depending on the level, where they are, what country they're on. As I mentioned, this most likely is paid advertisement on these ICO drop pages. I know ICO drops add stuff on their own free will, so it really depends on if someone reaches out to them. It might be free, because I have seen them put up the Telegram ICO, and I'm sure Telegram doesn't have enough information and probably didn't pay them to do it, but they want it out there. So ICO drops, coin schedule, lots of ICOs. Obviously, last year there's reports that millions and millions of dollars were taken from people during the ICO craze. So, do your due diligence, do your own research. These are my own opinions. I'm not a financial advisor. These are just ICOs that I think have real-world cases. I think they're interesting, unique. Some of them are niche markets. Some of them are large markets. So, take this with a grain of salt. And I will go into my top 1 ICO that I'm really hoping to get involved in this year, and that is the Neon Exchange. So this is a decentralized exchange for the Neo platform. Why I think this is fantastic is the Neon Exchange has a lot of work being done on it that's going to differentiate itself from existing decentralized exchanges. They're first going to start off with NAP tokens and then eventually get to the Ethereum tokens, and they are going to have a similar model to that of KuCoin, where if you own the shares of the next tokens, you'll be rewarded with dividends basically for all the exchanges that happen within the exchange. These are the same people who created the Neon wallet, which is where you currently do an ICO right now for the Neo platform. So I think down the line, Neon Exchange will be the platform for neo ICOs moving forward. So I think it's really cool that they're both a decentralized exchange, and most likely they will be the platform for ICOs moving forward. Right now, Neon Exchange has a $25 million goal. They are going to have 50 million tokens, and they're looking to raise about 50% of that during the sale, which accounts for about $1 a coin. I do look forward to getting into this. It is going to be a very, very high interest sale. Most likely this is going to sell out very quick. But I will try to see if I can get it on the exchange after the case, because I am very interested in this platform and what it means for the Neo ecosystem. Next up is Thor. So for my first three ICOs, they're Neo-based. I kind of briefly touched on them in my Neo video. But for Thor, I think it's fantastic. It's a different approach for contractors being able to get paid through the blockchain. So this is instant pay, job network, comprehensive benefits, so 401k related, and it is a very unique structure. I plan on doing a deep dive into this video, but I think it's a very niche market that I think we definitely need some type of utilization for in the blockchain industry. So I think Thor has a huge use case, and I'm definitely going to be getting into this once it does come out. There's not much information. I believe the white paper hasn't been released yet. It's on their list to do, but I will be doing another video follow-up with the Thor platform. So definitely check it out. The third ICO is Narrative, which is also based on the Neo platform. It moved from Ethereum to Neo. It is a social media network that rewards content creators, moderators, and everyone who positively influences the quality of content on the network. So basically, this is going to be a take on the Steemit, YouTube, Tumblr, all the different Medium platforms, and build it into one way of being able to manage everything when it comes down to revenue for content creators. So I think this is a really cool project. I do want to look into it a little bit more. There's not as much information as far as the team is concerned. I do want to learn a little bit more about their team and how they plan to structure it, because I think their roadmap is pretty far out. So I definitely want to see a little bit more information when it comes to what their actual website is going to look like, how it's going to be structured. There's not as much information on that. So I know there's going to be an alpha version coming in first quarter, but I'd still want to get more information on this before I proceed further. So I'm trying to reach out to see if I can get and garner some more information on this project. So Dottie, here in Dottie, is a cloud storage platform. As most of you know, there has been some FUD around Dottie with the white paper in regards to it being copied from some other sources. There was a interview with the people from Dottie. Crypto Brahma did it on YouTube. I think it was an excellent interview, and it definitely cleared up a lot of things for me. I personally think it's a great option. I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to get into it due to limited resources, but I think it has a very strong potential to grow in 2018. So I think anything cloud related, cloud storage related, I think is awesome. Decentralizing that. This is going to be a replacement for things like Dropbox, Google Drive, and so forth. Betoken. So Betoken is basically a version of a decentralized short-term housing rentals blockchain-powered platform with 0% commissions, network effects, bank-level security, and immutable reviews. So this is your house-sharing platform. Won't name names, but this is a competitor for a lot of companies out there right now who are using the internet to basically rent out their apartment, rent out their house when they're on vacation. And I think this platform is fantastic for the real estate market, and I do feel that there's a huge use case for this. Just being that the platform with commissions, not having that, instant payments, all those things that currently need to go through escrow, need to be handled through multiple transactions. With the blockchain, a lot of these things get moved along much quicker. So the Betoken, I think, definitely has a use case. I would like to read more about it as well, but definitely something that you guys should check out. The next one is Credits. Credits is a blockchain for the financial industry. One of their use cases, which I think is where it stands out, is the ability to do 1 million transactions per second. So Credits is unique blockchain with absolute new technology capabilities of the network, response time, transaction costs, and the number of operations per second. So obviously this is going to be another blockchain-based token. This is an ERC20 token, but they will be most likely creating their own mainnet for their blockchain. But I think they do have a credible project. I think it's something to be looked at, and for 20 cents for a token, I think that's a fantastic idea. There's a huge growth potential. There is a total circulation of 1 billion tokens. Polyswarm. So Polyswarm is like the security experts. These are like an antivirus, basically anti-malware engine looking to kind of protect everyone. So it's a marketplace for security experts to build malware anti-engines, antivirus. I think this platform is very unique, very interesting. Obviously, it has a pretty high goal of $50 million, which obviously nowadays 25 million is about the average. I know last year people were going crazy with the cap, so that's the only thing that frightens me a little bit with Polyswarm, but I do think it's a fantastic idea. Obviously, Americans can't participate. That sucks. So I will definitely look at this after the ICO event ends, but if you're not in the United States, definitely give it a check. It might not hit the goal. There are a lot of ICOs that don't hit their goals and then they still proceed. But I think the whole security portion, white hat kind of thing in the decentralized world is a fantastic idea. Polymath. So this is what most people might have seen on CoinMarketCap for months. This was an advertisement, which I looked over because I think anything that got advertised that much was spending a lot of money on advertising and not as much on the actual use cases. But I did watch the interview during the Bitcoin Summit with the CEO of Polymath, and I think his idea about the securities token being the future is fantastic. I don't believe there's any ICO. I think it was an airdrop, but they have a fantastic idea because they're looking to get the financial securities into the blockchain industry. I think it's very unique. It has a huge potential for growth. I mean, huge potential. They're looking to create their own blockchain, and it's going to be based on, it's going to be called ST20 instead of ERC20. It's going to be a securities token. So they plan on building that out. I think the unique securities aspect does have a huge potential, but of course the adoption rate is really dependent on if people will go into this space and how fast it's going to take. And by that time, are there going to be multiple competitors? The last item that I have here for ICOs to be checked out is called Cube. It's a very unique, very niche ICO. A little skeptical on it. I do think it's very unique, and I think it's very cool what it is. It's basically securities for autonomous cars. So cars like Tesla, where they have the ability to self-drive. There have been hacks. I think last month there were some Tesla reports that there were hacks with their system, with their operating system. So I think this is really cool because it's basically a security system that allows you to prevent from any hacking, any issues with the smart cars. So it's obviously a very, very niche market. but I think it still has, real world cases. And here, just like a general overview, is, the use case of how much the autonomous car industry is going to grow over the next 10 years. So they have estimates that, this is going to be an exponential growth on autonomous cars. So you're looking at a market that might take a little bit to get to the full potential, but obviously, it's still a viable idea, and I think Cube definitely has some kind of a niche market going on in the blockchain. So definitely check it out. There's still public sale going on. So as far as ICOs are concerned, like I said, I'm very big on the Neo ICOs because I do think that the Neo team has definitely vetted a lot of their upcoming partnerships and upcoming ICOs to make sure that things on the Neo platform is regulated and it is up to a standard that Neo is. Obviously, things with blockchains and Ethereum-based tokens, you definitely, I would do double due diligence on it. Check them out, review it, see what the team is, see what the white paper is, check out their plan, see what they're spending that ICO money on. That's my biggest thing. I've been noticing some of these ICOs plan on utilizing most of the ICO cost towards funding payments to the team, where obviously if you're a startup company, I would assume that you should be putting all your upfront money into the business product, into use cases, marketing, into things that will actually further the product as opposed to paying the people who are there. Because come on guys, startups, you don't get paid. You live poor for a while, but that's fine because it's all a long-term game. All right, so thank you guys for checking in on this video. Please like, subscribe, check out links below. I finally got a Steemit account, so the link for that is also below this. So let me know what you guys think. Is there any other ICOs that you are very bullish on, bearish on? What would you want to hear me talk about next? So hope you guys had a great day, and yeah, check me out on Twitter, and I will be putting up another poll in a couple of days. So let's see what we have next. All right, have a great day.